Hello from Darren and Susan.
Hello again.
The other day, I was doing some research on vacations to go just to see what kind of cruises are out there. And I was amazed to find that there were over 900 cruises that had Alaska as a destination this year.
Wow, Susan, that's amazing. And we know at this time of the year, everyone is thinking Alaska, May, June, July, August, and of course September. So this video
is talking about why anyone would want to go to Alaska.
We're retired, it's time to cruise. Where will we go next? What will we see? What exciting adventures will we choose?
Cruising to Alaska offers a unique and exciting experience.
Here are the top 10 reasons that we've found for people to go to Alaska.
The first reason most people want to go to Alaska is the scenic beauty of the North. Alaska is known for its massive glaciers
and its majestic landscapes,
towering mountains and lush forests,
and pristine waters.
A cruise offers all of the majestic beauty of Alaska from the comfort of a cruise ship.
You can see it all.
One thing you won't find are skyscrapers.
That's for sure. I did some research, and the tallest building in Alaska is the ConocoPhillips building. It's 22 stories high and was built in 1983. You'll find that in Anchorage.
Fact is, there's very few buildings over 150 feet tall in Alaska.
And only 3 of those tall buildings have been built since the year 2000.
Number 2 reason is all of the wildlife viewing available along the coastline.
Travelers can see humpback whales,
Orcas,
sea lions,
bald eagles,
seals, otters, bears,
of 2 species, both grizzly bears and black bears. This makes Alaska a dream for most nature lovers.
What? No penguins or polar bears?
No penguins, no polar bears.
Penguins are actually southern hemisphere beings, and they don't all live in the ice. In fact, some penguins live in distinctly tropical areas.
That's true, like Madagascar has penguins.
I think it's the cartoon Penguins of Madagascar that gets us a little confused about where penguins live and what they can do. Frankly, I am a little surprised that penguins don't venture all the way to Alaska because there is abundant sea life for them to eat. But alas, no penguins in Alaska.
And polar bears are much further north and east from Alaska.
Polar bears like sea ice. Cruise ships, not so much.
If you want to see polar bears, you have to venture to Churchill, Manitoba, and they do polar bear tours on tundra wagons.
The third reason people visit Alaska is for glacier sightseeing.
Alaska is home to several glaciers that are easily viewable from a cruise ship.
Many cruise ships visit Glacier Bay National Park as well as visit the Hubbard Glacier.
Visiting these 2 glacier sites gives you 2 sides of the global warming argument.
In Glacier Bay, 95% of the glaciers are either receding, stagnant, or thinning.
But no one told Hubbard Glacier this information.
It's still growing, getting thicker every year. And it's only 240 some miles away from Glacier Bay.
There lies the difference between the two glaciers that close together. The next reason people visit Alaska is all of the adventure tours. Alaska offers a wide range of exciting adventures such as hiking,
Or ziplining,
kayaking,
or dog sledding.
providing all kinds of excitement for thrill seekers.
Now, I have to admit, I have never seen parasailing in Alaska, but they apparently do have snorkeling. Personally, as I age, I prefer to do my thrill seeking by watching YouTube adventures. But you can feel free to do whatever you like.
Cultural immersion is another reason people like to go to Alaska. In Alaska, they have a very large amount of indigenous activities that you can participate and witness.
Cruises often offer shore excursions that immerse you in the different native cultures and traditions.
There's also a lot of native tradition and history, such as them carving totem poles, and we have been to the large, and I mean large, totem pole sheds where they carve out the totem poles.
They also make some pretty interesting canoes. And in addition, you can try some traditional Aboriginal cuisine. Potlatch salmon.
That's pretty good.
Another popular reason to go to Alaska is fishing.
Salmon fishing is abundant in Alaska as well as the commercial canneries.
Halibut's also a deep sea fish that people seek in Alaska.
You are not limited to just saltwater fishing. There's also freshwater fishing for steelhead, trout, dolly varden, and even salmon when they're up in the freshwater streams.
It's kind of amazing that you can catch those fish fly fishing.
That's true.
Now, some people might be surprised to find out that the salmon are not running in the streams all the time. In fact, when you go in the spring, May is a little bit too early for any of the salmon species to be running. They do have schedules for the 4 different species to be running for each different season of the year.
When the salmon are running, expect to find bears lining the creeks and rivers, catching their fill of fresh salmon.
During those times, the bears are way more interested in eating fish than eating people.
That's for sure.
Now, this is something that might surprise people, but the inside passage on an Alaska cruise has quite mild weather. People are surprised that it's not freezing cold.
That's true. Alaska's coastline is known as a tempered rainforest.
That's right. Now, I checked out the weather data on the inside passage, which is basically where your cruise ship is going to travel as it goes up on its way to Anchorage. In May, you can expect an average of 17 rainy days and 8 clear days.
Not that great of odds, but the scenery is well worth it, even if it is raining.
But surely June is better, right?
Yeah, okay.
Actually, June isn't better. It has an average of 15 rainy days, which is a few less than in May, but it has more cloudy days. It's got 8 or 9 cloudy days on average.
But the whole advantage of June is it's 5 degrees warmer.
5 Fahrenheit degrees. So July isn't really very much better.
July and August are both damper than June.
But they have more clear days. So
That's
either
true.
it's raining or it's nice and sunny. On the other hand, September. September has about 20 rainy days and only 5 clear ones.
So as you can see, going to Alaska, the chances of having a shower or two while you're on your cruise is highly probable. We suggest taking good quality rain gear with you. One thing that always surprises people when they visit Alaska is how long the days are sunlit.
We come from close to Edmonton, Alberta in Canada, so we're really familiar with the changing length of days in the summertime, and it's often light till well after 10 o'clock. But when we visit the tropics, it's like they turn the light out at 6 o'clock. That doesn't happen in the summer in Alaska.
At the end of June, expect the sun to still be up at 10 p.m. at night.
July, you get a little bit less sun, but still over 17 and a half hours of daylight in the day. In August, it's a little bit shorter with only about 16 hours of daylight in a day. And September, you're in fall mode. September is the closest to the tropical sunlight with only just over 12 hours. And in September, the sunset is right around 7 in the evening. The next reason that people say they want to visit Alaska on a cruise ship is just relaxation.
A cruise to Alaska offers adventure and relaxation with all of the amenities on modern cruise ships.
When you're in port in Alaska, you're free to wander around as you see fit, or you can stay on board and just unwind and enjoy the amenities on the ship.
As all cruise ships, you'll enjoy the spas, the pools, fine dining, the art galleries, and of course, I almost forgot, the casinos.
I particularly enjoy the production shows, and most of the cruises that we've been on lately have lecture series.
Part of the adventures of Alaska is, of course, the shopping. When you're on your shore excursions and wandering around the streets in all of the Alaska towns, you will find some very interesting artwork and trinkets to bring home that are hand carved.
It's really a little different than the trinkets on the Caribbean stops where it's different port, same stuff. In Alaska, there's a lot more locally made and produced products. I especially enjoy looking at the carved antlers. They are amazing.
That's right. And of course, Alaska is known for that G word, gold. And there's a lot of gold shops, and you can buy real Alaskan gold nuggets and get them set into jewelry at lots of the shops as well.
I appreciate that there isn't the high pressure sales in Alaska that we've experienced on some of the other ships.
Yes, that's for sure. They seem to have a very relaxed and easygoing attitude, and when you want to look at something, never a question. And they do have a lot of stuff to look at. Most of the cruise location stops are very walkable. The last time we were in Alaska, we spent most of our shore excursion time walking around the various towns.
I don't think that there were shuttle buses at any of the stops.
No, not that I can remember. We spent our time walking around, enjoying the small shops and seeing the scenery.
Another reason people flock to Alaska in the summer is to visit the historic sites. Alaska has a very rich history. You're not going to see the big cathedrals or monuments like you see in Europe.
What they do have are real wood plank sidewalks and a lot of wooden buildings. Some of them are very, very old, and of course some just look really, really old because of the climate.
There's a lot of Russian heritage because Alaska used to be a Russian territory.
That's true. And Russia is only like 240 miles from the one island in Alaska to the one island in Russia.
Now you'll also see a lot of gold rush history.
There's a lot of saloons and dancing girls, and
another big industry in the past was canneries.
I don't know how big the cannery industry is now, but they sure send an awful lot of freshly frozen fish to the lower 48.
And those Alaska king crabs. The final reason that people say they want to go to Alaska is to see the northern lights.
The nice part about September, if you have your heart set on seeing northern lights, the last cruises of the season are your best chance at seeing the northern lights.
Well, it gives you a bit of a chance, but remember, those were the rainier months and less clear days. So cruising in Alaska is really not the best way to see the northern lights. You're about as likely to see a polar bear in Alaska as to see the northern lights, just because of those long days and so much rain and clouds.
Well, and like a lot of things in life, you can wish it and you can wish it, but it ain't gonna happen.
Now, if you are one of the lucky, fortunate ones and you do see it, northern lights are really beautiful. It's a dancing green glow in the sky and always in a clear sky. It is something to see, but don't take an Alaska cruise feeling that that's something that's on your bucket list.
To sum up an Alaska adventure in just a few words is very difficult. Alaska is full of all kinds of different things to see. The one place you stop, there's 12-foot ferns. The next place you go to, there's a bear by the river.
It's a treasure trove of natural beauty.
Every time I have been to any of the ports in Alaska, I'm always amazed at the history, the beauty of the scenery, and all around just awe-inspiring looks that you get.
This certainly is a bucket list item for a lot of people. Now, we've found that people seem to enjoy our excursion videos. So following this one, we are going to make a video or two about the actual specific excursions available in the different Alaska cruise ports.
So you'll find that soon. So remember, like,
Comment,
subscribe,
and share with your friends.
Make sure when you subscribe, you click the notification button so that you'll get our next video, which has the excursions listed by city in Alaska.
Thanks for watching. See you soon.
Thanks again.
We're retired, it's time to cruise. Where will we go next? What will we see? What exciting adventures will we choose? We'll make new friends and make some plans. We'll post videos as we visit new lands. We love you to join us as we sail